Hello once again, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to our revision session, and this is paper 2. For those of you who have been following up, this is Mathematics Grade 9 paper 2, and I have already done paper 1, and this is a November 2022 paper, if ever you've been following up. So there is paper 1 that I've done, so I will encourage you to grab hold of that video, but this one is Mathematics paper 2. So one of the things that I've been emphasizing to students is to be careful with the instructions. And one of the common instructions that some of you take for granted is instruction number 4, which says show all the calculations, diagrams, graphs that you have used in determining your answers. And then it says answers only will not necessarily be awarded full marks. Be careful of that. And also don't forget, round off your answers to 2 decimal places. Now with paper 2, don't forget there is a lot of geometry that you are dealing with, so you need to be very careful when it comes to saying show all your calculations, and your statements are very important. All right, now let's dive into this question and see what it was about. And then here, question number 1 started with section A. It says you need to circle, what does it say? It says answer the following questions by choosing the correct answer. Circle the letter next to the correct answer. Then it says in the diagram below, ABC is what is parallel. There it is, ABC. You see, let me make it thicker. It says ABC, you see that, is parallel to DEF. So let's check that. So ABC is parallel to DEF, which is this one, and you can see what they did. They put parallel lines for you there, you see. All right, and then DEB is 70 degrees. I think you can see that all together. And then the other one is 40 degrees. You can see that. ABE is X, we can see that. And then the other one is Y, we can see that. And then the question is choose the what? Choose the correct statement for X and Y. They want us to choose the correct statement for X and for Y. Now what I want to show you already, let's focus on Y. Look at Y. If I do that, and let me make it thicker because Y is simpler. If I do that, and I do that, and I do that, remember this angle and that angle, what do you call it? So we are saying already here Y is equal to 40 degrees. And then what is the reason? These are what? These are alternate angles. Why are they alternate angles? Because they told us AC or ABC is parallel to what? To DF. You know, that is just a quick reason that we can put there. So Y is equal to what? Y is equal to 40 degrees. Are you with me? And then at the same time, I can say let's focus on this angle here, like this one and this one and this one. Remember, these are still parallel lines. These are parallel lines. And then what we call 70 degrees and X, we call them co-interior angles. So what we know about co-interior angles, they are supplementary. So if you take X plus 70, it must give us 180 degrees. Why? Because they are called what? Co-interior angles. Are you with me? So it's co-interior angles. And then the reason being DF is parallel to what? To AC. So which means now your X, if you have to find your final X here, what will be X is 180 minus 70. X is 110. Are you with me? So that is the value of X. So we can now come back and find that the answer was what? You can see clearly from this statement that the answer is C. X is 110, Y is 40 degrees. So there is our answer there. Alright, so that is that. Let's look at the next question. Okay, that was that. Let's look at the next question here. It says here quadrilateral KATE is given below. Which statement below best describes quadrilateral KATE? But there is something that they have given us. they are telling us that these sides are equal. That is equal to that is equal to that is equal to that. So if these sides are equal and the diagonals, you see, the diagonals are perpendicular. So when the diagonals are perpendicular, and then what are they telling us? KATE is a kite, because KA is not a kite. You know, when you're drawing a kite, it's like this with a kite. So you will have something, yes, the diagonals are going to, let me do this, a kite, the diagonals, yes, they are at 90 degrees, but it's only this side equal to this side and that side equal to this side. So that is a kite. So it's wrong. And then they're saying it's a rhombus. It's a rhombus. Okay, let's talk about the rhombus now. We can say it's a rhombus, yes, because all the four sides are parallel and the diagonals. Okay, let's leave it like that for them. KT is perpendicular to AE and AK is equal to that, is equal to that. Okay, let's just leave it there for now. KAT is a square because AK is equal to blah 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 blah. Not really full. It's a square. It meets the condition of a square, but it is not. It is not. And then KT is a rhombus because that K is equal to T is equal to blah is equal to blah. The best answer becomes B, because the diagonals of a rhombus, they bisect and all sides are equal. So the answer there becomes B. Alright, and then there is the next question. 1.3, it says ABC, triangle ABC. You can see that, where AB is perpendicular to AC. So they are talking about this one. The perpendicular there, AB is perpendicular to AC and AD is perpendicular to BD. They are talking about that one. Alright, and A1 is equal to C. A1, this angle, A1 is equal to that angle C, and they give you now BD is 3, and then AD is 4, and then the other one is 5 centimeters. Okay, they've given us that. Now the area of triangle ADC. Now you know what is the formula for the area of a triangle. What do you say? Area of triangle A what? They are saying in this case ADC. ADC. We say it's half times base times height, or half base times height, which is half times, what is it? ADC, guys. Here ADC. We're focusing on this triangle. Alright, so what is the base? It's 5. Half times base, which is 5, times height, which is 4, which is equal to, you cancel there, you can see that it's 10, right? Centimeter squared. So again, it goes for B. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. It says 1.4 here. It says in the diagram below, A1 is equal to A2, so that is equal to that, and B is equal to C. B is equal to C. I've seen that. And then say which statement best describes the relationship between triangle. Let's come back with the triangle. Triangle A B T. See this triangle, and then triangle ACT. Let's use another one. Then we've got triangle A C and T. So they're asking which statement best describes that. So now they are using congruency. Remember, this sign means congruency, means they are identical, and this sign means what? Similarity. Alright, but now let's start with the first one. We are going to say AT is equal to AT. See that they are sharing a common side. So we call that common side in both triangles. Remember, we're talking about both triangles. In both triangle ABT and ACT, you can see that they've got a common side, which is AT. And then they told us information here. A1, angle A1 is equal to angle A2, which is what? Which is given. They gave us. And then also angle B is equal to angle C. What is the reason? This is also given. So what can you say? You can see that therefore triangle ABT is not similar but is congruent. These are the signs to triangle ACT. But what is the reason? Look at it. We have got a side. This is a side. We call it S. This is an angle. And this is an angle. So we have got angle, angle, side, or side, angle, angle. So you must look for that. So when you go there, angle, 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 side, we can talk about that. And then, okay, there is one angle, angle, side, which is B. Let's look at B. But B uses similarity. You see, this is not similar. And then angle, angle, side, there is the answer C. Because we use what? Congruency. Look at the sign. Congruency. There it is. This is the answer. Are you with me? So you need to be very careful when you're dealing with that. Okay. So that whenever you are having these questions, you know the difference between similarity and congruency. 1.5. It says A, that is a point on a Cartesian plane. Then there is that point. What are the coordinates of the image of A if A is reflected along the y-axis? So you reflect this, you must know when you reflect it along the y-axis, y will not change, so it will be somewhere here. Y does not change always. Y does not change. So the reflection or the image, so you will have 2 points. It's X and it's Y. Y does not change. Remember, even here you have got X and Y. So what is Y? Y will always remain as 3, but X is changing. It was what? It was -5. Look at it. Then it becomes +5. That's what you need to know. So it's 5, 3. That's what. Look at the answers there. It's D. A is 5, 3. Alright, so guys, that's the multiple choice. Let's come to some section B where we got some structured questions. And I will answer. Remember, as I always say, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to answer some of the questions and then cut it so that you can have enough time to revise and then for the next video and stuff like that. Study the diagrams for question 2.1 to 2.3 and complete the statements and reasons in the tables provided. 2.1, there it is. So they've given us this. We study it. So what are we studying here? Let's study this. We can see something common. These lines, they are parallel. See that? This one is parallel to that. Right? We can actually use, because it's one line. I hope it's one line. But it looks like no. Let's try. I hope it was one line though, where EI is same as that. Just that, let me see. They didn't give us that information. But you can see the parallel lines, and you can also see the parallel lines. This is common. Alright. So we can see that, and we can see that. And then at the same time, we can see that. So it means this is a parallelogram. Do you see that? ABFI is a parallelogram. So ABFI is a parallelogram. Now, what is the reason? What can you say? You can actually state what you have. BA is parallel to FI. BA is parallel to FI, and what is it? And BF is parallel to AI. BF is parallel to AI. Or you can say opposite pairs are parallel. Opposite pairs are what? Are parallel. That's what you can say. You can state it, or you can just tell us to say the opposite pairs or the opposite sides. Opposite sides are what? Are parallel. Alright, the opposite sides, but there is the pairing I want. The opposite pairs. By saying pairs, you're saying AB and IF and BF and AI. The opposite pairs are parallel. And then angle A plus angle I is equal to 180 degrees. Let's look at that. Angle A, this angle here, angle A, they mean all of it. By plus angle I, they mean all of it, is equal to what? 180 degrees. And what is the reason? Remember, we are talking about two sides now that are parallel. These angles are called co-interior angles. Are what? Are supplementary, or they add up to 180. Co-interior angles are supplementary. That's the reason that they wanted here. Co-interior angles are supplementary. Why? Look at this. These two angles, like this, they are inside the F. Remember, when you deal with the F like this, and then when you do that, it's the same. Then we've got that angle and this angle. We call them co-interior. So where is the F here? You can argue and say, but where is the F? The F is this one here. You can actually do this. Let me make it bigger. We can come up with an F like this. Like this. There is the F. There, if I extend this and I extend this, you see the F, then I show you this, that angle and that angle. You see like what I'm talking about. But now I have to take that off for the next question. So the co-interior angles here are supplementary. That was the main reason there. So say co-interior angles. Next one. H2 is equal to what? Vertically opposite angles. Let's go to H2. Now H2, there is H2, and if it's vertically opposite, it's directly across, which is there. H2 is equal to H4. See that? They are vertically opposite. H4. And when you're talking about vertical opposite angles, don't forget, we are talking about such angles in an X, to say that angle is equal to this angle, and this angle is equal to that angle. This one is equal to that. Vertically opposite angles. Are you with me? And then the next one, K, FE is equal to I. KFE is equal to I. Let's look at that. K, let's mark it K, F, E. So we have got K, F, E, and the angle there is this one. You see, KFE is equal to what? KFE is equal to I. There it is equal to this angle I here. Are you seeing that? So if I can take it in a way, this is what you are given. You are given this, and then you are given that in a way, and then you are given that. To say in here, you can see this is your I and this is your F. You see, and what we call these now, these are F angles. So if I take you back to the diagram here, take you back to this F diagram here, you now know this particular angle is equal to that angle. We call them what? Corresponding angles. They are on the same side. Remember the parallel lines, this is parallel to that, so we call them corresponding angles here. Corresponding angles. But you must give us reasons. What is the reasons? We call them corresponding angles because what? B there, BF is parallel to AI. You continue there. BF is parallel to AI. It's still part of the reason. And then we go lastly to say 2.1.5. In 2.1.5, what are they saying? Angle G is equal to A2. Let's check that. Angle G, there is G here. Angle G, let me use this one. Angle G is this one. Is equal to angle A2. Let's remove that. Angle A2. Now, what are you seeing? Look at this. You take this, you take that, you take that. what are you seeing? Do you see the alternate angles? Do you see that? This is angles in Z, like this, whereby that angle is equal to that angle. So that's it. So these are alternate angles. So when you write there, the reason being what? Alternate angles. So you say it's alternate angles, but you must tell us the reason. Which parallel line says that they are alternate? These are the parallel lines. To say BG is parallel to AI. You write that BG as an extra there. BG is parallel to AI. Guys, as we're revising, that is that. Okay. Now, we're just going to wrap up with this question. 2.2, which says S3 is equal to 2S2. Now, S3 is this one. Is equal to 2S2. Okay, there's a statement which equals to, and then S1 is 3S2. And then they're saying calculate the value of X. And then you give reason. Now, S1 plus S2 plus S3. Let's come back to this one. S1 plus S2 plus S3. Do you see what you're having here? We've got S1, S2, S3. These are angles in a straight line. And there is a straight line. Are you seeing that? So what happens with angles in a straight line? Statement S1 plus S2 plus S3 must give us 180. What's the reason? Angles in a straight line. That's what you write. Are you with me? That's the first part. The second part, they're saying S3 is equal to X. They gave us that. Okay, S3 is equal to X is given. This is given. S3. Then S2. Look at S2. They told us S2. S3 is 2S2. And then 2S2 is equal to X. So we write this. You can write this to say S2 is equal to, but we have a statement to say S3 is equal to 2S2. You see that? There it is. S3 is equal to 2S2. But this is equal to what? This is equal to X. Are you seeing that? So what you have here, you have got, if you can now divide by 2 here, because you want to get rid of that 2, you divide by 2 here, you will get rid of that. We can actually remove even this S3 here, because they are giving us there to say 2S2 is equal to X. So if you divide by X, what is S2? S2 is equal to X over 2, which is equal to, some they can write it like this, half X. Half X, but they've given us the X. So the answer there, since X is there already, you see there is X. So S2 is equal to 1 over 2. 1 over 2X, like this. 1 over 2X. But we have the X there already. Now what about S1? They told us S1 is 3S2. So you come here and say, if you are to work it here, to say S1 is equal to 3 what? 3S2. Just to work it out, 3S2. S1 is equal to 3, but you know what is S2? S2 is bracket 1 over 2X, or X over 2. Alright, 1 over 2X. And then when you multiply that, 3 times 1, because this is 3 over 1, it's 3 over 2X. They were just confusing you there. So there, you say 3 over 2, and then there is the X, you see. They just wanted you to give them this number. Sometimes it's also fine. Remember, 3 over 2X is same as 3X over 2. You must also don't get confused in that part. It's the same thing. And then they are saying X plus this is equal to 180. Now we are back to S1 plus S2 plus S3. So we are saying here X plus 1 over 2. That was the first one that we got here. S2. And then plus S1, which is 3 over 2. is equal to 180. Now they're saying substitute, you see, substitute S1, S2, S3, and then what is X? So when you take a calculator, then you're supposed to add now, because what you are having, let me just first do this. You have got X plus 1 over 2X plus 3 over 2X. This is equal to 180. Are you with me? That's what we are saying. All right, and then from there we are saying now there is a 1 there. We are supposed to solve for X. So when you are solving, it's more just add these numbers. 1 plus half, 1 plus 1 over 2, and then play forward, plus 3 over 2. What's the answer? Is 3. So what we have here is 3x is equal to 180 degrees. I think that. Then remember, 3x is algebra. 3 times x. You divide by 3 both sides to get that x. So what is x? X is equal to 3 into 18 is 6. So x is equal to 60 degrees. I think that. So there, x is 60 degrees. So you needed to work it out so that you can do that. So guys, as I said, I didn't want to make this video long. Then there is going to be part 2. And then in part 2, I'm going to finish 2.3. You need to stay tuned. I'm going to finish 2.3 and move on to look at question 3. Again, very important. For part 2, we're going to look at question 3. And then after that, we are also going to look at continuation of question 3, giving them statements. Very important, very important. You see, it's long but very important. Out of 18 marks, question 3. And then that will be part 2. And then part 3 will focus on question number 4, where we look at transformation. Question number 4, we're going then to look at also this is mensuration in a way, question 5. And then after that, continuation of question 5, and then continuation of question 5. You see, it's 19 marks. You definitely need not to miss that. And then we're going to end it with question number 6. So I just want you to stay tuned. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you don't miss out on these videos. Remember, this is the what? We are looking at the mathematics what? Grade 10. This is grade 10 mathematics paper. So I don't want you to miss out as you are doing your revision. We've come to the end of this lesson. It is a short lesson because I don't want you guys to sit for long. I've been doing them long, it's fine. But some of you sit for more than 1 hour at a time because you think that you can understand. I told you these are 24-minute lessons. We've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you.